560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the only man to give death a near Johnny experience, Johnny Harden.
Yo, what is up? Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your good buddy, Johnny Radio. My good friend Gabe Kuhn is in the house, and we are also going to wrap with Terry Davis at 1:30, and what a busy show we've got. Can you believe all the stuff that's been going on in the world? First and foremost, though, rest in peace, Joe Morgan, man. I can't believe it. I'll tell you one thing, baseball up in the big sky has gotten a lot better of late. With Whitey Ford and Bob Gibson pitching, and now Joe Morgan. It's been pretty rough for baseball fans, but Joe Morgan, he's gone at 77, two-time World Series champ, 10-time All-Star, two-time NL MVP, 22 seasons on the diamond, and so many deadgum years in the booth. Rest in peace. What a great man he was. Now, congrats to the Lakers. They did it for Kobe and Gigi. That was awesome. What a range of emotions people had to go through this weekend. And I'm talking about any sports fan out there, from Alex Smith returning to the field. Holy cow. What he did, 693 days, like from his injury to the time he returned to the field. That was one of the most gruesome injuries I've ever seen against the Texans. I remember I was sick when I saw his leg. It was horrible. But he came back. He played for Washington. Didn't play very good. But the fact that he took the field and Aaron Donald took him down and he got that big hit, it was really good to see. And then you go to the range of emotions where Dak Prescott, man, talk about feeling bad for a dude. But you know what? A lot of people, I think, are making way too much of the situation in two ways. One, I can't believe what I saw on television today. I think I saw the most ignorant take in the history of humanity on ESPN, but that doesn't shock me. That, it was basically because Dak Prescott is not Tony Romo's complexion, or he would have had that. I would just like to remind all y'all people, everybody out there who understands what's going on, my man Dak Prescott had a $150 million contract in front of him, okay? $150 million. It was bigger than Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson's, it was comparable to, only $2 million less in guaranteed money. I don't understand why people are sitting there saying that this has to do anything with race or bad luck or the Cowboys and Jerry Jones not liking Dak Prescott. That is insane. Dak Prescott is a young guy who said, I'm going to turn down $150 million, $33 million a year. 105 of it was going to be guaranteed because I believe in myself. I'll take the franchise tag because I want to get to the new collective bargaining agreement, and he wanted more money. And some people are trying to sit there and say, man, if Tony Romo made $17.5 million, Dak Prescott was offered $33 million a year. That was top 5 in every single way you could look at the deadgum contracts in NFL history. So for anybody to say Jerry Jones is a racist or come out with some BS take like that, and if I hear somebody come into my deadgum DMs or send me and, Cowboys are a racist organization, look what they did to Dak Prescott. No, Dak Prescott signed a franchise tag instead of a $150 million tag with 105 of it guaranteed at signing because he gambled on himself. And you know what, people? Quit freaking out because guess what? Dak Prescott's going to be back and he'll be a free agent. And he's going to get $31.75 million. No, wait, $31.4 million this year. And then, you know what? He'll be an unrestricted free agent. So if the Cowboys don't give him what they offered him last time or what he thinks he deserves, you don't think that other teams aren't going to want to go get Dak Prescott, a dude who was throwing for 400 like it was nothing, a dude who started 69 straight games, a guy who has proven that he belongs in this league. I mean, I just don't understand. Certain takes, in my opinion, are dangerous, one, harmful to society, two, and flat out stupid and ignorant, three. How can you sit there and say the fact that somebody literally sent me a long thing after watching the same stupid show that I watched, and I heard what Stephen A. Smith, and by the way, if you listen to Keyshawn Johnson and Max Kellerman and whatever, they killed him for that take. They're like, how can you say that when the man turned down $150 million with $105 guaranteed, that the Cowboys are racist?
He, first of all, what's up, man?
I don't know. I just had to do that.
But no, he took the risk. It was a gamble. You mentioned it. And
that's all
this
it is.
To be honest with you, this is the worst thing that could have happened.
It is.
But
he'll be
that's
back.
That's the nature of the beast that happened in with Earl Thomas in his contract year. It's something that happens. But I think based on who he is as a quarterback, I think he'll be fine. He'll come back and someone will give him money to play quarterback for their franchise. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, I think Dak's going to be okay. But I promise you, if I was a producer on that show today, I'd have taken Stephen A. Smith's mic straight off, dude. Like, that was insanity, what kind of BS he was spewing.
Well, you knew it was going to happen. You knew that this conversation would probably
I just don't
be
understand
had.
how that can be
About
had.
how but here's the thing. It's a conversation that's been had, but an injury happening without a long-term contract being signed definitely will trigger some people to feel really bad for Dak, to try and make things right for Dak in their head.
Do you know who you should be mad at, in all honesty? In all people who are mad, you wanted me to tell you who you should point your finger at?
Who?
His damn agent. You tell him when you get $150 million in front of you, and he says, no, I don't want the fifth year, I'm going to tell you a little secret. You sign the damn contract, and let me tell you why. Because guess what? If you're any good, they're going to waive the fifth year and give you another contract. If you're no good, you got $105 million guaranteed. Shut up. The person that you complain at is his agent. Sign the damn contract.
Granted, he was on his way to upping the numbers on his contract.
Again, that's what I'm trying to say.
But it's a gamble. It's still a gamble.
It's a contact game. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a contact sport. Drew Brees had a catastrophic injury. How many quarterbacks have we seen have catastrophic injuries throughout their career? Some come back, some don't. But it's a risk. That's why a lot of them take that like early money right off the bat. Hey, you're going to get – and by the way, think about it. He was going to be a top five – what they offered him was a top 5 salary in the history of the NFL. And people were acting like it wasn't big. Should have got – dude, he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Aaron Rodgers, but he's damn good. So I just didn't want to say that. But then I got to get to some fun stuff because me and Gabe are about to do the leadoff. But holy cow. Lane Kiffin or Sam Pittman? Who's doing better right now? Who is the hotter coach? Sam Pittman should have beaten Auburn. They got jobbed. Jobbed, I said. They had a 19. They were 0-19 in the SEC. He got that one knocked off by knocking off Ole Miss. And then did you see them hang with Georgia? They actually played them better than Tennessee did. And Tennessee took the longest win streak in there. So all I got to say is Arkansas and Sam Pittman are balling. But Lane Kiffin, I don't know if you saw my tweet. Does he not look poised to basically probably, or at least the person in the best position to at least beat Lord Vader and what I'm talking about, Nick Saban?
I think he knows a lot about what, and we talked about this too before we got into the weekend. He knows a lot about what Nick Saban wants to do and how he runs his defenses, and he definitely showed that through his play calling. But the Alabama, he stole the signals.
That's what my
Get
tweet
the
was.
hell out of here! Defense reacts to the offense, not the other way around. I didn't understand that at all. In Lane, even, of course, because you know he's going to go to Twitter as soon as he sees anything about himself. He went to Twitter saying, like, this is the most bizarre, ridiculous claim ever. We did not steal any defensive signals from Bama.
No,
it wouldn't really help them.
The Saturday Down South article went way deep into it and took it to another whole level. But here's all that I think you have to say about it. This is what I tweeted out. Right now, I think Sam Pittman is doing the best job coaching in the country. Like what he's turned Arkansas in from what it was to they're actually playing with Georgia, beat Ole Miss, and got jobbed. That was a fumble, Bo Nix, and you know it. And those officials, you should be, I'm sorry, you don't need to be working again. And SEC, don't try to cover your own keister. That was some BS you dropped yesterday. I'll talk more about that later. But listen, here's what I said before I get to the leadoff with my buddy Gabe Kuhn. Is there anyone more poised to have success against Nick Saban than Lane Kiffin? And I'm talking about basically in the SEC, not Dabo or something like that, but in the SEC. Think about it. He's basically been in Saban's head. He's growing a pot farm. He's cultivating that junt, and he visits whenever he wants throughout the week. Saban, after Saturday night, I wonder if Ole Miss was stealing our signals. That is realistically, I've never heard.
Kind of funny.
Nick, have you ever heard Nick Saban
It's
sound?
kind of funny to me.
I thought it was hilarious.
Because I don't know about you, but offensive football, generally the defense is going to call based on formation and what your personnel is, and they're going to make substitutions. I feel like a defense reacts to an offense, not the other way around.
Oh, yes, sir.
I don't get that.
Right now, I will say one of my favorite, though, quotes from Nick Saban was, well, I don't know if they had our signals or what, and I'm not, accusing, but seemed like every time we called something, they had the best absolute play against it. Come on, dude. Lane Kiffin just knows your tendencies and knows what you're doing. He worked with you forever. Lane's a good offensive coach. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, Ole Miss has got a quarterback, an offensive line, some horses in the backfield. I mean, that's a stable of backs. And let me tell you about the wide receivers. Right now, everybody talks about wide receivers all over the country. Ole Miss, you can go back to Hugh Freeze. You can go all the way up to now. They've been turning out wide receivers left and right. We saw DK Metcalf catch a big one last night on Sunday Night Football. Ole Miss, man, they're just playing good offensively. The only thing that's sad is they got nobody to tackle. But you know what? I got to tell you, I am in the box. It's time for the leadoff.
So let's go ahead and start. Let's circle back to Dak's injury. I know we had a small conversation about that to start the show today, but Dak, it was horrible to watch. I was very depressed watching it. The latest update, though, is broken and dislocated ankle, and there was a successful surgery, so it's all in place. He's got the screws in there. He should be good to go here in about a year or so. But some have talked about how the Cowboys' season seems to be over without Dak in the lineup. They're 2-3 right now. They're at the top of the NFC least. And they'll have Andy Dalton starting at quarterback. Do you view it the same way?
Absolutely not. The problem with the Cowboys isn't quarterback play. The problem that's coming into the ball game is not going to be quarterback play. Andy Dalton's not some bad quarterback. Probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in all the game. He's right there on the cusp of being a starter. Dude knows how to play some football. Man, come on, think about it. He's happy. He's a TCU
drove them
guy.
down last night to win the game.
I was going to say TCU guy who was back in Texas and drives them down and wins a game. And again, Gabe said the most important thing that we're talking about, the NFC least. And the only thing that Dallas has to do to actually win that junt is get past Philadelphia. Carson Wentz can't throw the ball right now for some reason. He's lost. The New York Giants don't have Saquon Barkley. And Washington is playing Dwayne Haskins, who then wasn't there even yesterday because he was, quote, sick. Then you bring in my man who gets knocked out. Sorry, Mr. Allen. That had to be a little rough on you. And then Alex Smith comes in, and it's a great feeling. But guess what? Your offensive line is so bad, nobody can do anything with that Redskins offense. Let's just be real. They have a great defensive front. Could you imagine watching practice the defense against that offensive line?
Hey, but how terrified were you?
Their tail.
How terrified were you for Alex Smith when you realized Aaron Donald was
when I knew it was Aaron
rushing
Donald
that O-line?
I was scared.
It's terrifying, man. I was
but
like,
you know what?
We can't have this
again. I
again.
got so excited. You're right. I got so excited, Gabe. Like Alex Smith was going in, I'm like tweeting like, oh my God, Alex Smith's going to be in the game. But then when he got in the game, I was thinking to myself, oh my God. Oh, this dude makes it. They showed his family and his kids. And then once they showed his family and his kids, I went from like,
Aaron Donald had 4 sacks in the game.
Gosh.
He's probably leading the league now.
He's
4
a
sacks,
beast.
I would assume he's leading the league, but I don't have a confirmation on that. I'm not positive.
Confirm it for you.
But I could, something tells me you have 4 sacks a game. You probably
He has 7.5, which is 1.5 more than Khalil Mack, who's number 2 with 6.
So yes, he does lead the league. It was a safe assumption, is what you're telling me.
Yes, sir, it was.
But yeah, that Dak thing was tough. But I think the Cowboys, man, with Andy Dalton at the helm with those wide receivers, they have Zeke still. I think they'll be fine. They just need to find a defense.
They got to get rid of Mike Nolan. That's all they got to do, and get a real defensive coordinator and maybe some guys that can tackle. And then the Dallas Cowboys, guess what? You can win the worst division in football. That's
the interesting thing I do want to point out. I think Dak Prescott makes that team better than Andy Dalton does. But
he's only leading the league in passing, and he's not playing anymore.
But I will say this. I don't think that Andy Dalton's going to be an issue at all. I think that offense is going to be pretty good still.
And last thing I'm going to say, all you people out there who are worried and saying poor Dak, he's got $35 million in his career he's made. And guess what? He's going to have off season. He's going to get fixed up. And guess what? I promise you, when he's an unrestricted free agent, somebody's going to give him a boatload of cash. 69 straight games. Look at his numbers. He's gonna get paid.
So I'm gonna before I get to this. Are you an analytics guy?
Sometimes
okay.
Depends on my argument.
You know where I'm headed here.
Yes, I do.
Sunday Night Football last night. Seahawks, they pulled out the win, 27-26 behind Russell Wilson. It was a drive that was capped off by a TD to DK. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. They started it right after the 2-minute warning. Now, the Seahawks were able to win the game because Mike Zimmer, of course the Vikings head coach, made a decision to go for it on 4th and inches from the Seahawks' 6-yard line to ice the game. Again, they were up by 5. It was 26-21. If they kick the field goal, they go up by 8. Of course, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion with 2 minutes on the clock. Now, they of course missed it, did not get the 4th and 1, and allowed the Seahawks to drive down the field and win. Analytics people love the decision. Others seem to hate it. Where do you stand on Mike Zimmer's decision to not go for the field goal and go up by 8?
Just so Vikings. So Minnesota Vikings. So Vikings, it's not even bleeping funny. You can remember the postseason, so Vikings missing field goals? You remember the postseason, greatest offense, and then they can't score? Just think of the Vikings. Just think of the Vikings. Go back to Denny Green. Just think about all those chances that have slipped through their damn hands. And Minnesota, that's just who they are. They're the purple Barney jokes of the National Football League. They're not the worst. They're really good at usually offense or defense. Sometimes they're good at both. They'll get to the postseason, but they damn sure gonna make sure they shoot themselves in the foot to lose, even in the regular season, and they might even miss the postseason. I can't believe. I know it's 4th and inches, but again, as Gabe Kuhn said, you go up by 8. The offense, I want you to remember this, the offense has to be perfect against your defense.
Everything has to go right.
They have to not only then score the touchdown, they also have to get the 2-point conversion. And didn't DK score on 4th down?
He did, and guess what? They went for 2.
Yep.
They didn't get it.
And they did not get it. I was good at you. You are so good, Gabe. That's what I'm talking about.
But it just angers me, these analytics people on social media. Yes, the analytics probably tell you, hey, go for the inches, you'll probably get it. But if you don't get it, Russell Wilson is playing against you. The analytics don't tell you that. That's the thing that bothers me. The analytics don't tell you that Russell Wilson, if he has a chance to go win the game, he's going to do it.
And by the way, I don't know where I got this. I got to find this again. I know I put it in my phone. There was something that was said about Russell Wilson that made me almost fall on my face about realistically how good he is. Do you know how many Russell Wilson 4th quarter or overtime comeback victories he's had since he's entered the league?
You tell me.
Number 1, in all of football since he's joined, he has 34 4th quarter or overtime comeback
And here's
victories.
the thing. Even when he's faced with a 4th down, there's never a doubt that I think he'll convert or get a touchdown, whatever. If he gets the 4th down, it's like he plays better. I like aggressive play calling, but if you have a chance to go up by 8 with 2 minutes on the clock, you go up by 8 with 2 minutes on the clock. You don't give Russell Wilson a chance to win the game. I thought it was absolutely stupid.
Vikings. You're not the Patriots. You don't get lucky and have a dude jump in there and Darrell Bevell calls a run on the one. Calls a pass
And
on
also,
the 1 yard line.
there's no doubt in my mind Bill Belichick kicks that field goal.
Dude, I know it.
Just
Bill
gonna be real
Belichick
with
kicked
you.
By the way, can I tell you something? I truly believe 31 other coaches in the league kick the field goal. I think Mike Zimmer's the only idiot that doesn't, and that's saying a lot because we got some bad coaches.
And what
By the way,
bothers
Dan
me
Quinn's
is you
out.
we'll get to this last one, but you talk about it's 4th and inches. If they get that foot, they win the game. Well, I guess we saw what happens if they don't get the foot. So they lose. All right, cool. Great analytics, people. I'm very happy for you.
Oh, that made
Now
me happy.
let's get to the NBA Finals. LeBron and the Lakers and AD, they win. LeBron wins his 4th. He's now part of the 4-4-4 club. 4 championships, 4 Finals MVPs, 4 MVPs. I just want to know very simply, because this, of course, was going to come up as soon as LeBron won. How does this affect, if it does affect at all, the GOAT conversation? Greatest of all time.
Right now, for me, in all honesty, and I'm trying to be very honest, and I looked at this and I knew this was going to come up, and I hate to say this, I don't think the conversation is quite there yet. He has 4 championships. He has won with 3 different teams. He's got it, only Robert Horry, John Sally, and heck, Danny Green can say that. They've got,
Danny Green, huh?
which is funny last night because, he got Lakers, Raptors, Spurs for Danny Green.
Good for Danny Green.
Plus,
though.
he also won a title at North Carolina. Dude's got some titles, if you know what I'm saying. But, man, Big Shot Rob's got the most. Sally, he's got a lot. But we don't talk about them because of titles. But LeBron James has been almost on Michael Jordan's level. Almost. I just don't know if titles push him past MJ. I don't know what pushes him past MJ, to be honest with you, in certain people's eyes. And now, if you're a young person and you never saw Michael Jordan, you probably think I am smoking some crack right now. But I will tell you, I'm in the office, and guess what? No crack. Nothing. I'm not smoking. And by the way, I haven't had a drink in 22 days, I think. Wait, nobody's counting. 22 days. Can you believe that? It's a crazy thought. But it's true. But I'm sorry. I love LeBron James. 10 finals. He's got 4 titles. If he gets 2 more championships, okay? If he gets 2 more championships and gets up to 6 and his career is longer and he's top 3 in points, assists, and rebounds, where he's more than likely going to be. Because he's going to catch Steve Nash. He's going to catch, he's going to be first in points probably. Only 2 more seasons and he'll pass Kareem. So if he's first in points, has 6 titles, and things like that, I will say that LeBron James had the best career ever. But I've never seen a star burn brighter than Michael Jordan as long as it did. For that era and that time, I've never seen a star that bright. So King, you are the king of consistency. You are the king for a couple decades maybe. Maybe you'll play till Bronny joins you, and you'll play 20-something years in the NBA. Who knows? And maybe you'll catch Jordan that way and have the best career ever. But it's just something like the whole world wanted to be Michael Jordan. I don't know. And maybe maybe you can hit me up, 67129, tell me I'm an idiot. Hit me on Twitter at Johnny_radio. Hit up Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn. Make sure you hit up Gabe for sure at G_Kuhn71 with all that MJ and LeBron talk. But again, for me, I think LeBron is awesome. The fact that he got the 17th for the Lakers organization, that they did this for Kobe and Gigi. But again, LeBron has, left Cleveland and went down to Miami to win and joined Dwayne Wade. And then he, got beat by Dallas. And then he leaves and he goes after they get like 5 first-round picks, it seemed like, and he joins Kyrie. And they come back and beat a 73-win team. That was dope. I ain't going to lie. Beating the Warriors was the dopest thing that LeBron James has ever done in his career.
I think it's underrated, too, what he did in bringing a championship to the Cavs when, truthfully, based on who they have as their ownership, their GM, you have Dan Gilbert.
Idiot. Dan's an idiot.
They didn't really deserve it. Like
they did let him come in and basically
granted
bring in the coach and be the GM.
Granted, I understand that. But the Cavs have been one of the worst franchises in NBA history, and he gave them their lone championship. And I think that's something commendable. It's his hometown. I thought that was very, very good for his legacy, and I don't think people give him enough credit for it.
I hear what you're saying, but I also will say this. He didn't do anything with the Lakers. I know people are going to say, "Oh, he was a little banged up last year." No, he didn't have a team that he wanted to even go out there and play ball with. He had to go get a top 5 player in the NBA in Anthony Davis, and he got his chip. Again, the Bulls, Phil Jackson, Scottie, Michael, the way they did it, and again, as bright as they burned. And everybody wanted to beat them, and they didn't have the rest and all the stuff that people did now. And it's just, I'm sorry. You know where I stand. He's getting close, I'll say that. But I'll be back in 2 shakes. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Coming up next, we got TD, Terry Davis here on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Sports Time with Wallo and Stats. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
Looking for some action on your favorite games? Action247.com is at your service. Action 24/7 free-to-play games are brought to you by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Come play with us online at Action247.com. Our free-to-play games are fun and easy. Go to Action247.com and click Let's Play. And best of all, you can win cash prizes. That's right, cash prizes. Free to play online at Action247.com. You got action.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar, your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Chad Gatlin is your Mid-South Farmers agent, and he's easy to find. Just go to MemphisFarmers.com to get a fast quote or call his office at 901-237-1176. And during this wild time we're all facing, know Chad has you covered. Whether you need to file a claim, get a quote, or just talk about what he can do to give you the absolute best coverage at the best price. Chad is a Memphis man and knows the area and that everyone is different, and he will work to make sure you have everything you need and nothing you don't. Get a fast quote at MemphisFarmers.com or call 901-235-1176.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Flying out west where the winds blow tall. By the way, ALCS, NLCS. Can the Braves and this young pitching staff with my man, dude, I just don't understand. Max Fried, Ian Anderson, Kyle Wright, but that bullpen's been just dominating people. They've been like Tampa Bay's bullpen. And that hitting, holy cow. But by the way, you got Tampa Bay and Houston on the other side, and the Braves and the Dodgers as baseball is going on. The NFL is crazy. We got college football. We got everything in the world going on. But again, there's just so many things to talk about. It's such a fun day. Last thing I'm going to say, though, is I do want people to understand, because a couple people were hitting me on the LeBron James thing. I'm trying to say, I think LeBron, when it's all said and done, is going to have the greatest career the NBA has ever seen. He's going to be first in points. He's going to be top 3 in assists. He's going to have tons of championships, been to finals. He's got the MVPs. He is great. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. But what I'm trying to say is the most dominant NBA player. Nobody dominated an era like Michael Jordan did. When Michael played, they won. They closed it out. They did not lose. And I've never seen, I had to respect Michael Jordan when he left because I'm always that person. I was rooting against Michael the whole time in the Bulls. Heck, I was going for Karl Malone and what's his name? Jeff Hornacek and John Stockton. I'm trying to remember Jazz. What was that big old white dude? Jeff Ostertag or what? Dude,
Greg Ostertag.
Greg Ostertag, man, he was hilarious, dude. I mean, Michael Jordan was just, he was the bomb. I was going for Charles Barkley and the Suns when they played. There's just so many times that I pulled against him, but when all was said and done, every time I pulled against him, I lost. And at the very end, I had to say, damn, he's the best. I'm not pulling against LeBron. I was rooting way for the Lakers big time because, one, I had money on him, and two, Kobe and Gigi. So, yeah, I was very happy. I didn't play Friday night's game. I was a little scared. I thought that was a setup. So, no, I'm very happy about it. But I do want you to understand, GOAT and MJ and the greatest career in basketball, I think, are actually two separate arguments. But they're both phenomenal. They're both amazing. And congratulations to the Lakers for their 17th, LeBron James for his 4th MVP, and for his 4th title. Now it's time to talk all kinds of sports with Terry Davis. What's up, TD?
Man, life is good. How you living?
Man, you know what? I'm actually living really good. This weekend for me was probably like Christmas almost, it felt like. I've never had it was like a buffet of sports, but it was like a buffet of nothing but like seafood and steak and the best food you could ever eat. Because, I'm talking about playoff baseball Friday night and yesterday. You got the crazy things that happened with, Arkansas and Auburn. And then you had the Florida and A&M game. And, heck, LSU loses to Missouri. It was just a crazy, crazy weekend. Lane Kiffin scoring all over Alabama. You got Alex Smith returns in the NFL. Dak Prescott gets hurt. Joe Morgan passes away. Again, the range of emotions for a sports fan, I think, this week was probably like the most intense for a sports fan I've ever had.
Yeah, it was a great weekend, man. It's one of those weekends that you wish you could have spread it out over a few days, but it was just so compact, man. Friday was, Saturday was college football, Sunday pro football, baseball. It was a great freaking weekend, man.
It
was a great weekend.
Man. That's about all you can say. It was a great freaking weekend, man. Except for, I will say, I did feel really bad for Dak Prescott, but I will say I don't feel anything for Dan Quinn getting fired. And I'm going to ask you a weird question before we get started, and this is also to the Texers at 67129. I forgot to ask this when I came in. Is Matt Ryan done?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't know what it is about the Atlanta. They
just can't win.
Numbers, he just can't win. And if you say, oh, he has Julio, then he has Calvin Ridley over here that he's balling out with over there. And I have Calvin Ridley on my fantasy team, and I just can't get it, man. It's just something about that city. They just don't know how to win.
Oh, that is so true, Terry. Make sure everybody follows Terry at TerryD515, at TerryD515. If you have any Tiger questions, hit me up. Before we get back to just the crazy sports weekend, and I'm going to have to ask you about this Braves because I know they beat your Reds team and that had to hurt.
Yeah.
But can they – I'm going to ask you about if that pitching can make it, and I'm going to ask you a couple things about the National Football League and stuff like that. But I first got to start off with, honestly, the Memphis Tigers in this weekend. Mentally, are they ready for the game that they're going to be able to play? And do you think they've got the rust realistically shaken off of them basically in 1 week and then having another bye? Could that bye actually have hurt the Tigers?
I think the bye actually helped the Tigers.
It did? Okay, good.
Because I think what happened is it allowed them another week to focus on what they need to do. You know, they have 2 games under their belt. You know, they had the Arkansas State under their belt. Then they have the SMU, and they know that they gave that game away. They should have won that game, but they didn't do the little things they needed to do. So last week was all about working on what do we need to do to make ourselves right before we start preparing for Central Florida this week.
Man, I will say one thing again. It's honestly, let's be realistic. For Tiger fans, this is at home. You couldn't ask for anything more exciting. It's a 2:30 kick. It's going to be just a huge game. I am, Dylan Gabriel is, what I'm trying to say is he scares the bleep out of me. Does Mike McIntyre and that defense have the defensive backs and the front to put some pressure on him to make sure that he can't just sit there all day and just destroy you in the pocket?
I think that with the pressure, because if Memphis can get off to not a bad slow start like they have in the past 2 games, you know, once they get rolling, they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't get behind an 8 ball and try to play catch up.
Yep.
That's when they start getting in trouble. So long as they come out with the energy, which they should because it's Central Florida, I think it's going to be a great game from beginning to end.
I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm very fired up about it. I think it's going to be one of these teams' opportunity to get back up in the conversation. And I still think that, I'm not sold on Cincinnati. I'm not sold on a lot of these teams. I think the American is a great conference. I'm just still that guy that thinks that the 2 best teams are probably going to be playing this weekend here in Memphis. And I hope Memphis comes out on top. Now, Memphis in the second half 2 weeks ago, wow, they're on the road, SMU. They looked amazing. First half, like you said, they shot themselves in the foot. You could tell they hadn't played in a long time. They were rusty as could be. But you kind of think that coming off that game, what do you think they got to be able to condition, work on the things that they needed to work on, and just basically for 2 weeks study Dylan Gabriel and that Central Florida offense?
Exactly. Because, because Central Florida going to do what Central Florida does.
Yep.
Central Florida, Memphis is pretty much the same team. They both run an up-tempo play. It's all about making plays when you need to. If you shut them off and do what you need to do and get out the field and don't commit stupid penalties and extend drives and do stuff that they want you to do, just stay within what you do well and then just let the best team win and go from there.
Are you surprised Josh Heupel took over for Central Florida and they didn't, miss a beat realistically? I mean, they kept going. Do you think Mackenzie Milton playing and kind of passing the torch off that helped him out? Or is just Josh Heupel a dead-gum good football coach?
It's a combination of he's a doggone good football coach and he's sitting right there in the middle of the heart of some of the best football players in the world.
Fertile ground, doesn't he?
Exactly, and even though Central Florida may not get the love and respect, across the country, but in Florida, the people down there look at them as Miami, Florida State, and all that because they respect them because of what they've done in the past.
I'm with you on that one. Now, it's absolutely crazy that these 2 teams are actually coming into this game both off a loss. Can you remember the last time you watched a Central Florida and a Memphis game in the last 5 years or whatever? Or have we that both teams are coming in off an L?
Now that's one of the crazy things because this game was set to be like a top 10, top 20 finish.
Yep.
Even though neither team is ranked, everyone in the conference they know this is the game of the week. Even though neither one of them are ranked, because one of these 2 teams will probably be the conference champions.
Man, I'm telling you, this could be a 70-point shootout, or do you think that maybe Mike McIntyre actually keeps this a little bit closer? Silverfield tries to work a little bit more clock, or is Silverfield and that offense going to come out full bore, fast as can be, and McIntyre and that defense is just going to pin their ears back and come and try and get Dylan?
I don't think it's going to be a 70-point shootout, but it's not going to be a low-scoring game. I still think it's going to be a game in the 30s and 40s, but I think it's going to be a pretty good game.
I think it's going to be a great game. I'm fired up. Who's the best team right now that you like? Do you believe that after all the football? I mean, I know it's not. We're not too far in. Heck, the Big Ten still hadn't even started. But since the American has started, who is the best team? Do you believe truly in this conference? Are you an SMU guy, who's 4-0? Or are you one of these teams that, has kind of gotten off to a little bit slower start this year, Central Florida, maybe Memphis? Or do you believe in, like, Dylan Ryder over at Cincinnati, which I'm still struggling with?
Believe it or not, despite the one loss Memphis has, I still think Memphis is one of the top teams in this conference because I think because of what happened, their schedule being pushed around, I think that might have throw their mentality off a little bit. But I still think they're the team to beat.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you. I'm fired up about everything. I will tell you one thing. It is kind of crazy to think that, Central Florida, and then all of a sudden you're going to be staring down the barrel of Cincinnati coming up really, really fast. Big few weeks for the Tigers here. Man, Ryan Silverfield, first year as coach, has to go through this pandemic. The first game against Arkansas State has to do a month off. How do you think he's handled the situation? And, for a first year, could it have been any more difficult for him?
I think this is, and coming off the dream season, the Cotton Bowl last year, you're thinking everything's going to be, smooth, going to spring practice, you don't have a spring, and then you going into your first year coaching without a spring. It's just totally shocking. But I think he's handled it pretty well because the team, if it takes help to the team, they're all positive. They're already ready to go. They just want to play ball games and they just want to win. They got that 1-0 mentality as they did in the prior coaching experiences. It's all about no game is bigger than the other game. It's all about being 1-0 this week, 1-0 next week, 1-0 next week. And, step by step, they don't try to play 2 games at a time. They just go day by day.
See, that's going to be crucial what you just said because they got to focus on Central Florida for these last 2 weeks. And then you got that little, Temple game right in between on the 24th before Halloween's big showdown at Cincinnati. So you got to focus 1 week at a time. You got Central Florida up right here at Liberty Bowl, 2:30. That bad boy is going to be on ABC. Then you got Temple. Also at home, and then it's on the road on Halloween to Cincinnati. These next couple weeks are going to be monster for Ryan Silverfield and the Tigers. What do you think it's going to say about Brady White and his legacy as a Memphis Tiger? If he can go 3-0 in the next 3 weeks, is everybody back on the Brady bandwagon?
I don't think anyone's ever left the Brady bandwagon because Brady is one of those guys is he's all about Memphis, and Memphis is all about him. Even though he's been here for 3 years, it seems like he's been here for 8 years. He is a Memphian, and he is one of us, and he has captured the hearts and souls of this team. Because of what he did last year, bringing a championship to the city. That says a lot because it's been a long time since we've had a true undisputed championship. So no matter what Brady does, he's going to always give 100%, and he's always going to do what he needs to do to try to make this team win.
Oh, my goodness. I love it. I'm going to be loving this weekend. I can't wait till 2:30 on Saturday. Central Florida, the University of Memphis. This is Terry Davis, baby, at Terry D515. Now, Terry, before I get off this thing, I got to ask you about Penny. I got to ask you about the Tigers basketball program. Anything that's going down right now? I know it's a football world. It's a baseball world. The NBA just ended last night. But what, Penny got anything sneaky going on the side?
Man, Penny is one of my favorite people because you never know what he's going to do until after it's been done. Because they were for the longest time, who's going to hire an assistant? No one cares now. Everybody cares about now is when we're going to release the schedule. Hopefully we have the schedule come out in the next couple of weeks and stuff. So we'll go from there because it's just amazing that basketball season will be here in less than 4 weeks. Because the guys are all practicing and getting ready. Hey, man, it's just amazing how time just sneaking up on us.
It really is, man. And I'm telling you, I'm fired up about this year. Have you heard anything about possibly going forward? I know that, some places have loosened a little restrictions. Have you heard anything? Because I get asked all the time about what do you think is going to actually happen with Tiger basketball this year in the FedEx Forum? And I honestly can say, I'm like, man, I really don't know. Have you heard anything?
I hadn't heard anything, too, because, unlike football, football being outdoors, you can have people in and out. It's so much easier to control that. But when you start getting inside, it's just one of those things is we don't know until we know. So, once we have a couple, believe it or not, high school sports going to get kicked off first with high school. So that may be actually a trial run to see how everything can run on that collegiate level.
Man, I'm telling you, I could talk sports with you all day. This is Terry D. Follow him at Terry D515, one of the nicest guys on planet Earth. But I do have to ask you real quick before I say goodbye. What did you think about LeBron getting his thing? And I don't know if you heard my GOAT talk earlier. Do you think I'm completely a lunatic? Is LeBron the greatest? Is he the GOAT? Or are you kind of with me? He's got the greatest career, but nobody burned brighter than Mike.
When it comes to who's the greatest player of all time, everyone will have their biased opinion of who they want because of what they do for them or what they've done. Being a Laker fan, that championship last night felt surreal. It's almost like, we hadn't won in about 12 years. But
Shoot, have y'all been in the playoffs in the last 4 years?
We hadn't been in the playoffs in the last 10 years. It's been a long time. But, it's been a long time. It's been a while.
Man,
but,
I know that.
But like I said, when it comes to being a GOAT, man, I just sit back and look at the arguments, man. I like all guys. I just like basketball players, and I don't try to make one better than the other. I just sit back and enjoy it. But some of these guys, they just get real serious. It's almost like they fight, they're defending their brother out there or something.
Oh, I was going to say, I got hit up like 20 times after last night. People were hitting me in my DMs. They're like, yo, now he's the GOAT, right? And I'm like, man, he's got the best career. I'm partial, I guess, to MJ because I was also younger, maybe. I don't know. It's just different. But man, it's amazing. I think it's awesome though that he got it for basically right after the horrible tragedy in January with Kobe and Gigi and all those all those souls lost. And then for the Lakers to go out there and get it done. I never thought I saw Jeannie Buss smile like that again, man, because it's been bad for the Lakers of late until they got LeBron.
It's been very bad, Philip. Trust me, I know. Because, Jenny, she took over a couple years ago. And before that, we had to deal with her brother for like 5 years. And he was just horrible, man. Yep. It was terrible, man. So I'm just happy that, those guys competed for a championship. And that was one of the best series I've seen in a while. It was a back and forth. And you got to give all respect to Miami because they could have easily just rolled over last Friday night. But, those guys, they have heart. They have no quit in them, man. So it's going to be fun, man. I'm just glad the season's over with so we can get it back started soon.
Man, I'll tell you one thing. I know, man, it's got some heart, and that's at Terry D515. Terry Davis joins me at 1:30 every Monday. We talk about all the weekend, and then we delve into the Tigers football and basketball. Central Florida, 2:30 comes the Liberty Bowl to face your Tigers. That's going down for real. And then don't forget, on Halloween, the Tigers got to go to Cincinnati. Temple's in between. Not that big of a deal, I think. But, man, Central Florida and then Cincinnati on Halloween. I can't wait. I'm ready to see some football. We'll talk next Monday. Terry, be good, my friend.
Thank you, my brother. Have a good day, man.
You too. That's Terry D515. I'm late for a break, but never forget who? Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. That's MemphisFarmers.com on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Looking for some action on your favorite games? Action247.com is at your service. Action 24/7 free-to-play games are brought to you by Tennesseans for Tennesseans. Come play with us online at Action247.com. Our free-to-play games are fun and easy. Go to Action247.com and click Let's Play. And best of all, you can win cash prizes. That's right, cash prizes. Free to play online at Action247.com. You got action.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hey, we understand. With everything that's happening, with all the new regulations, maybe you're not ready to come and hang out at Sweetgrass to catch a ball game. We want you to, we really do, and we're open for you to do just that. But we're also offering the next best thing, the new Sweetgrass Tailgate Party Packs. Whether it's wings, house-made dips, sliders, or other Sweetgrass tasty treats, all you have to do is call us or go to sweetgrassmemphis.com to order just what you're dreaming of when you're dreaming of watching sports and enjoying some sweet, sweet Sweetgrass.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, traffic has been crazy lately, right? And rush hour? Forget it. Nobody wants to let you merge onto the highway. But hey, somebody let you merge or you wouldn't be there, so drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. Don't worry about doing that, man. I'm telling you. We've gone through a divorce. You'll make it through it, bro. By the way, speaking of divorce, somewhere we were talking about weddings. I think Gabe went to like 2 weddings this weekend, didn't you?
Drew went to 2. I went to 1.
Oh, Drew went to 2. You went to 1. That's a lot of weddings. Yeah. I do have to say, how many people have ever been to a reception with a full tank? If you know what I'm talking about, 67129. My reception was the most outlandish. What's that huge building on Poplar, the very, very top, and it used to be a big private club? What is that?
The iBank?
Yeah, what is the top of that joint?
Oh, you're talking about just the north. I don't know.
Man, what was that thing called? I got
the
married
little
like
bar
25
up there, right?
years ago. How old am I? I got married so long ago.
It's not.
I'm not married anymore.
You're not thinking of the iBank Tower, though.
No,
you're thinking of the other tower.
It's the big tower. It's the one next to it.
It's the big one. It's the other big one.
It's the one that it used to call like Up One or something. Because I think it used to say
it's the one with the bar at the top, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it has a big circular bar and does all that thing. Yeah, we partied like rock stars. But anyway, there was a tank. There were so many people. We partied. But anyway, Gabe was partying. We were just talking about partying. Clark Tower. How did I forget that? Thank you. Thank you. That was going to drive me crazy. Speaking of driving everybody crazy, Dan Quinn, he's gone. and I think he drove everybody crazy. Did he drive you crazy, Mr. Kuhn?
Yeah, if I had to see another lead get blown, I was gonna lose it. I couldn't take it.
Now, I'm going to ask one
I'm
quick
not even
question.
a Falcons fan. I couldn't take it.
Well, here's the one I'm going to ask you, and everybody at 67129. Now that Dan Quinn is gone, realistically, are you tanking for Trevor, or are you trying to force Trevor's hand? And listen to what I have to say. Would you want Trevor? Like, if Trevor goes to the Jets, Trevor's going to be Sam Darnold. If Trevor goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars, he will be no good. If he goes to a bad organization, he's going to be bad. But Arthur Blank, if he can just go out there and get maybe Eric Bieniemy as a coach to come over here and be the head coach in Atlanta, you get Trevor Lawrence, you are winless. Atlanta, Matt Ryan, in my personal opinion, is just done. I'm sorry. I think you tank for Trevor, by the way, who grew up in Clarksville, Georgia. Did you know that? 55 minutes away from, what is that, Mercedes-Benz Stadium? In Atlanta? Yeah, dang, I don't even know how to remember that. Oh, yeah, I like cars. Now, I'll be back in 2 shakes. Good news real quick, though. Titans, you know how many positive tests they had today?
0.
Yeah! So you know what that means, don't you? Tuesday night football, right? Bills, Tennessee, are we getting it?
I'm hyped, man.
Dude, I've never had Tuesday night. Have we had Tuesday night? Like, I've had Maction. I don't know if I've ever had NFL Tuesday.
Never been NFL
I'm so
Tuesday.
stoked for this. Whatever y'all do, don't you look at the dial. Don't even think about touching it. We're about to get down and dirty with a lot of football talk on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Hulu has live sports, which means you can watch football on Hulu Plus Live TV. That's right, from the biggest games to your favorite players like Baker Mayfield. Catch the action live on Hulu. Plus, get access to over 65 live channels and the largest streaming TV library, including exclusive originals and the hottest shows and movies. Start your free trial today so you don't miss a moment. Live TV plan required, restrictions apply. Learn more at Hulu.com.
Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Pro Extra is the Home Depot's free loyalty program built for pros. Members earn perks just for shopping, like new Pro Extra dollars or tool rental perks. Get exclusive benefits every day that save time and money. And here's an extra, $20 off your next in-store purchase of $200 or more, just for signing up. Want to save? Join Pro Extra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Visit the Pro Desk in-store or at homedepot.com/proextra for details.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
I don't know if we can go to a Panic show during COVID. Are they touring? That'd be pretty dope if they were. I'm in the mood to get party. I haven't partied in a while. I watched so much sports this weekend. Kind of did party, though, a little bit, because watching sports is like a party. But, man, the stuff that I watched this weekend, it was wild, and we are going to talk about it. If you like college football, if you like the NFL, if you like Major League Baseball, everything has happened. And, of course, the Lakers got their 17th championship. Alex Smith returned. Dak Prescott got injured. DK Metcalf just kind of put a little cherry on the Ole Miss fandom, I think, this weekend, because Ole Miss fans, everyone that I talked to, they were elated about the way Lane Kiffin's offense looked against Nick Saban. I've already said this. I feel like Lane Kiffin is just cultivating a pot garden in Nick's head. And he can visit that beautiful garden anytime he wants and sit back and relax and smoke a fatty. And then Nick goes haywire, and he knows every play he's going to call. But Nick went crazy and said, I think they were stealing our plays. Man, there's so much college football to talk about. We got to talk about also Sam Pittman. Man, I don't think I've talked about Sam on this show, have I? Like one time?
I mean, briefly.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
spent time.
Homie is, I don't know if this is really him, but what he's done at Arkansas, I literally said to everybody, if y'all listen to the show or podcast, I said Arkansas is probably the worst job in the SEC and maybe like the country. And the reason is because they don't have the Vanderbilt standards, and it's not an academic school, but it's in the SEC, and it's, over there by Texas and Oklahoma, and they can't score a damn point, but they're looking over at Texas and Oklahoma and watching them score all the time, but they also can't play defense like the SEC. I'm thinking to myself, 19 losses straight. Arkansas will never win in the SEC again unless it gets to play Vanderbilt.
But I will tell you, they should be 2-1, and they should have 2 wins against ranked opponents in a row.
That's where
what happened
I'm
to them
going.
was a complete
Robbery.
job. Now, after the missed call, was there a clear recovery? To me, not really. I think it squirted out. But that was Bo Nix, first of all. Like,
He's an idiot.
How dumb do you have to be to spike it behind you? For
Dude,
those that don't know, if you throw it behind you, that's a backwards pass.
If you drop it, you're taught to pick it up and take a knee. That's all you have to do is drop your knee, because guess what? At least it will still, the down will be dead. You can go back again. You can spike it again. You can do whatever. But you just want to fall on the football. If you fumble a snap, you never pick up a football and then throw it back into the damn ground. You have to know. You fall on
and you
that
also
giant.
don't throw it behind you. That's the thing.
That's the other thing. I've never seen anybody in my life turn around and throw it behind him. Does he not know what a lateral is? A backwards pass.
Yeah.
Has he ever heard of one?
It's like it's just football IQ at that
He's
point.
a college quarterback who's got tons of starts in the SEC, man.
It's not acceptable. That's bad. And I just don't think he's all that good.
I don't
at
either.
Football either. But that's beyond the point. I thought The Arkansas offense actually finally.
By the way, what did I tell you
looked
about
pretty,
Gus
pretty
Malzahn
good.
in year number 2 of his quarterback?
He always does. He seems to do this every single time.
Every quarterback that plays for Gus is okay his first year, and they get progressively worse the more time they spend with Gus Malzahn. I don't know why, but it is a fact. Go back and look at all of his quarterbacks. They were worse the next year.
What about
Cam only played one.
No, Marshall.
Nick Marshall was the
Marshall.
only one, but he still wasn't as good as he was the year before. Like he went,
Right.
like they had the best year. No, he was
But he
still
still
good.
was good.
He's the best quarterback coach. I mean, he took a cornerback and turned him into a quarterback. That's the best job Gus Malzahn coaching has ever done. But I'm going to tell you, Gus doesn't, for some reason, a guy who is supposed to be an offensive genius, he sure doesn't know how to coach a quarterback. I mean, have you ever seen his quarterbacks realistically, other than Cam Newton, who was just a godsend to the Auburn Tiger program because he's been an NFL MVP to a Super Bowl. You've seen what he's done in New England. You saw what he did with the Panthers. Dude is a bad man. Superman. And guess what? He's the only dude I've actually seen throw the football down the field. Other times you've run, for some reason, Gus Malzahn runs east to west instead of north and south. They don't have a full route tree. Remember what was Cam Newton's biggest issue when they drafted him? He did not understand a sophisticated route tree from when he came out of college. That was one of the biggest strikes against him. He overcame that, and that's called he overcame bad coaching. I don't know how Gus Malzahn, I don't understand it. He is, in my opinion, a absolute joke of a coach. His offense is horrendous. They've been a defensive coach since he's been there. They have had stout defenses. They've had dope running backs. And if you ever give them a decent passing game, they win. But he went handpicked Bo Nix. And what did he say? Bo Nix. He didn't say it, but a lot of people, Bo Nix was born to be.
Tebow.
Yeah, that was Tebow.
He was. God created him to be in
Gus Malzahn's offense. Yeah, man. Dude. That's the worst take I've heard since this afternoon on ESPN, man. But anyway, I'm sorry. I am so over the Gus situation, and if people in Auburn aren't over Gus, like, when are you going to be over the Gus situation?
So, also, on the other side of that game, how happy do you think the people of Arkansas
They're pissed.
How happy do you think they are with Sam Pittman, Barry Odom?
Okay, no. They love Barry on defense.
Felipe Franks looked good. He looked fantastic.
Felipe couldn't play worth a darn in Florida. He's looking like, dude, I'm telling you, Sam Pittman is a coach.
Finished the game, talking about Felipe Franks, finished the game 22 for 30, 318, 4 TDs, no interceptions, made no mistakes.
Dude, Felipe Franks, remember him at Florida?
Always talented, always had good arm, a good arm, pretty athletic. Just didn't seem to make the right decisions.
I thought he was always paralyzed in the pocket.
He never made the right decision.
He never knew. He couldn't get rid of, like, he just didn't want to let it.
Like when
let
Kyle,
it fire.
and that's why we noticed a huge difference last year when Kyle Trask came in, is because Kyle Trask is so decisive.
Once he makes that decision in that read. By the way, Kyle Trask, have you seen anybody read the defense as well as him in a long time? I haven't. He goes through his progression.
Joe
faster
Burrow was
than
pretty good last year.
No. Joe Burrow is the best quarterback that we've had in college history. What I'm saying, you're right. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, okay. For that program, have you seen somebody go through the defense? I mean, Florida.
It's been a while.
It's been since
been
Danny
a long
Werfel,
while,
man.
Because you got to think about like who they've had, and it's like Chris
Tim
Leak.
Tebow was a running quarterback.
No, Tim
Danny
Tebow
Werfel.
definitely not. Felipe didn't do it.
Sexy Rexy actually wasn't bad in college.
Yeah, he was okay. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad. Steve, what was that? Never mind. Go ahead.
But they lost.
Shane Matthews.
They lost this weekend though.
Yes, they
A&M handled them.
And now,
41-38.
How do you think about realistically right now College Station? Are they super excited? Do they believe Jimbo Fisher has turned the corner? Or are they going to be honestly super disappointed by the end of the season?
I don't know. I have no idea. I thought Florida was a really good team. I know that,
Kellen
but
Mond.
I know that defensively that Florida team is just not there. They're not good. They were really, really bad, especially in the second half. They couldn't stop A&M. It seemed like every time A&M got the ball, they scored.
And can I tell you why? Did you not see the mismatch? You got a 5'9", 5'10" quarterback on covering dudes 6'3" down the field, and basically Mond's just throwing the damn ball up. And they came down with everything. It felt like A&M.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say.
Big catch. So what I'm saying is I think Kellen Mond, what you got this weekend was fool's gold. Florida's defense is horrible right now. We're not used to seeing Florida's defense just give up points they got a decent defensive front, but their cornerbacks, I think their linebackers are weak. They gave up 41 bleeping points, and Kellen Mond threw for 338 yards. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you give up 3 touchdowns and 338 yards to Kellen Mond, your secondary, none other than just one simple word, sucks.
Granted, yes. But when I look at A&M's schedule for the rest of the year, every game's winnable.
Yeah.
I mean, the best team they play from here on out is probably Tennessee or Auburn.
Ooh. Yeah, that does make it.
So, you have Mississippi State. That's
then.
what I'm saying about A&M
Wow.
is, you can say, them being disappointed by the end of the year is going to be interesting because they could be very disappointed if they lose some of these games on the stretch. But you have Mississippi State, Arkansas, South Carolina, Tennessee, Ole Miss, LSU, Auburn. You are not really playing a team that you're not capable of beating.
Yeah, that is actually a very, very strong point by Mr. Gabe Kuhn. But I will tell you one thing: Jimbo's going to Jimbo. He's going to mess something up somewhere. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine based
on
on the history of Texas A&M with Jimbo Fisher. It's hard for me to imagine them not losing a game they shouldn't lose.
My friend Blake Jones hit me up and he says, "Man, speaking of Texas A&M being bad, what about Texas? 1-3." In all honesty, what about that? How is it that Texas is this bad? They have their own damn network. You know that? People used to actually do you know that Mac Brown? I wonder how sexy.
Someone explained to me Sam Ehlinger, too. Why do people like Sam Ehlinger? Why has it always been this fascination with this guy who has been there for 3 years? Hold on.
This is his third year. This is his third year at least.
This is his third year, and I don't know if he had made mistakes before that this season, but he was making just newbie mistakes.
Dude, Sam Ehlinger, and by the way, I don't want to say that. Oh my gosh. He did come in 2017 and take over as a starter. This is his 4th year.
And does he not
starting.
make some decisions and put the ball in harm's way where you're just like, what are you doing, man?
Okay, he completed 57.5% of his passes as a freshman. He threw 11 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's gotten so much better. He's completing 61% of his passes. He has 16 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And they're a whopping 1-3, baby.
2-2, 2-2.
I mean, 2-2, that's right. No, wait. Oh, yeah, that's right. They got that BS win. I forgot. I got the cover. I got the W. That's what it was. Thank you, Texas, for that one. They lost to Oklahoma TCU. That's right. They ended up beating Texas Tech in overtime. Thank you. I got the cover. And then, of course, I don't even count the UTEP game. But, yeah, you're right. They did beat Texas Tech. Wow. They're 2-2. Texas is so bad it's not even funny, and I don't understand it. But what about OU? Do you think Spencer Rattler, is this win for them anything, or is the fact that they had to go to overtime, is it embarrassing?
It means something. I mean, to get off the schneid after 2 nasty losses.
That's true.
Against K-State and Iowa State.
Who's more disappointing, Texas or Oklahoma?
Texas. You lose to Oklahoma. I mean, I have to default, right?
Yeah. Good point.
It was 4 OTs, though.
4
they deserve
overtimes.
each other this year.
You know what?
They deserve each other.
They really do. And by the way, Sam, you let a freshman beat you. You know what
do you
think?
And here's the other
I don't
thing
think
about
Rattler's that good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think about Spencer Rattler?
Dude. Spencer Rattler compared to Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield or
what about Jalen
Hurts? Hell to the no. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting because
heck to the no. To the no. Is that a song or am I crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's playing like a really young guy, and granted, these are his first 4 games of experience. I think he can improve.
He's gonna improve someday.
But I mean, he's a freshman. Let's not forget that. But I don't know if OU's used to that, having a guy.
I know Lincoln's not.
Yeah, having a guy mature within that program.
Oh, by the way. This is how much this year's
common.
already affected. Think about this. How much has this year already affected Lincoln Riley? When I said Atlanta needs to go out and get a coach, who did I immediately go to?
Lincoln.
Eric Bieniemy this time.
Oh,
because
well,
Lincoln used to be.
We've
my,
had
guy.
conversations about what's his name, about
No, of course we have. But what I'm just saying is,
Dan
I used
Quinn.
to always
It used to always be Lincoln
it was
Riley as the
always
first guy.
Lincoln
That's why
Riley,
I said it.
And I said Eric. No, I'm just saying. But like this weekend, it's like I didn't even realize that I had moved off of Lincoln Riley and on to Eric Bieniemy until I actually you made that statement. I'm like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I still think Lincoln Riley is an amazing coach. But it's amazing how a down year
But again,
can affect you.
But again, like we talk about, you can't. I don't think you can move on from him that quick. Because let's think about this. In 4 games, he scored 48, 35, 30, and 53. Okay, he's not
But that
like he's
sounds
doing
like the Atlanta Falcons
but
right now.
again, he's doing exactly what he set out to do: is score points. Cliff Kingsbury just got a job with the Cardinals for going 5-7 every single year and putting up 500 yards of offense a game.
Man,
So Lincoln Riley, you can't just take him out because he's 2-2 this year. His defense has never been good, and that's the reason they lose games.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Lincoln's good. I agree with him. But right now, the sexiest name was Lincoln. But are these two names sexier at the moment? And is this even possible? Dabo and Kirby Smart.
Dabo.
Because right now, like
consistency.
after last year, what he did with Jalen Hurts and what he did with Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, he was the sexiest coach for me, period. And now I'm kind of like, man, he can't coach defense for a lick. They get killed in the championships. Dabo's 1-1. He's got Trevor Lawrence. Before that, he had Deshaun Watson.
Is there any question right now through 4 weeks, basically, of at least of the power conference's schedule? Is there any question that Clemson is the most
not even
full
close?
team?
Only thing that I'm looking at now is waiting to see if Ohio State, when they start playing, if they got anything, because Alabama's defense is messed up.
I wonder how that late start's going to affect those Big Ten teams.
I think it's going to affect them pretty big.
I really do. But Clemson, 42-17 against a Miami team that people were actually trying to hype up going into it.
The turnover
De'Aaron
chain. What did I tell you about that turnover chain last Friday?
What about
Remember?
it?
Remember
What'd you say
I said
about
they're
it?
going to keep that John on the sideline.
Hey, by the way, I love De'Aaron King. I think De'Aaron King played fantastic through 3 weeks, but my God, did Clemson have him out of sorts. I've never seen him play that bad.
Well,
I've seen him play at
nobody's ever
Houston.
seen him play that
I've
bad.
seen him play through 3 games at Miami. That was tough to watch. And clearly I think it's mostly Clemson, like all of Clemson's doing, more or less. But 12 for 28, 121 yards, no TDs, 2 interceptions.
Right now.
And get this, his average through the air is 4.3 yards. He couldn't even get it down the field at all.
That is embarrassing. So who would you say the best team outside of Clemson is? Is it Alabama or Georgia?
I think you'd have to default to Alabama. Although defensively they haven't been there.
Georgia, since they put Stetson Bennett in there, if you take the first half out of Arkansas, ever since they put in the young Bennett, they look like a complete different team. They're now running the football. They got one of the big offensive lines. They got the biggest defensive line I've ever seen. What's that big 360-pound dude in the middle? I can't remember right now.
I'll figure it out.
Dude, he looks to me like he's going to be – do you remember Big Tony Siragusa for the Baltimore Ravens back in the day? Like, he reminds me of him, dude. He is just a monster human being. And he clogs that sucker. In Tennessee, they had a really good first half, 21 points. But they didn't get a dead gum point against Georgia the entire second half. And my man, Jared Guarantano, was lost. They couldn't run the ball. Gray was like hitting a brick wall. Georgia was so impressive. And then they also dropped 44 all over Tennessee's face. Right now, I got Georgia ahead of Alabama.
And I would say you're probably leaning that way because of defense, right?
Yep, exactly because of defense.
So I
like Mac Jones more than Stetson Bennett, but I like Georgia's defense.
I know. I'm not ready to trust Georgia with Stetson Bennett as their quarterback. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And he's played okay. And I'm not like hating on it.
I
just
know.
don't. I
He's
can't
been
like
good.
say I can't like crown them with Stetson Bennett as their quarterback. It doesn't feel right. If he comes out next 2 weeks, right, and shows me against Alabama and shows me against Kentucky that, and these are better defenses, I guess, than what they've been facing. Although Arkansas was pretty solid.
Arkansas.
Then I'll believe.
Is
Then
Sam
I'll
Pittman
believe the
coach
hype.
of the year right now?
I mean, 1 and 2. Let's
He
calm
should
down.
be 2-1.
I mean,
he's
he's
Georgia.
yeah.
The only loss
but,
should be against the number 2 team in the country.
Yeah.
They beat Auburn. I'm still putting that as a win. Auburn, that was BS. You're 1-2 Auburn. Arkansas is 2-1. Like I just that game, they stole that game from Arkansas. Man, that makes me so mad. Anyway, I had to ask you that, but now the last question I'm going to ask you, and this is very weird, and I can't believe I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it either because I always think of this as a basketball school, but they are climbing, and that offense is looking better and better each week. Sam Howell is a real damn quarterback, people. Watch this young man throw the football. He will spin that junt and has a monster of a arm. North Carolina football, are they the second best in the ACC?
Yes, but I think no question, yes. 100%.
100%.
But you talk about Sam Howell. Did you see how they ran the ball?
Oh, no, Michael Carter, yeah, he
My
can run.
God, Javonte Williams, too.
Yeah, dude, they're good, but, dude, I'm saying
they can run the ball, man.
they can run the football. They're not that great at defense, but if people put them as a run team only, I'm going to tell you a little secret. They are not.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah,
Sam Howell's a good player.
He can spin that football.
No question.
Especially when he does that little play action, man. They come up and bite, and he's always finding the people. He's reading safeties pretty well right now.
That was a good showing against a Virginia Tech team that I thought was sort of resurging this year.
Yeah.
56 points on them. That was solid stuff. I think the ACC sort of worked itself out this weekend too. You figured out that Clemson is like, okay, who's going to beat Clemson? Probably no one. That was a question that needed to be answered, and Miami was probably the team that could have answered that. You saw that North Carolina sort of overtook that second spot from Virginia Tech, and then from there on, it was just you knew it was going to be a crapshoot. And we figured out for sure, and we figured out for a fact that Louisville did not deserve a preseason ranking at all. Lost to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, why? How? Wait, whoa. Okay, please time out. That was real? Like, Louisville really lost to Georgia Tech?
Yeah. And runaway fast. I mean, Georgia Tech had scored 46 points.
Okay, so Florida State's going to get smoked by this crummy Louisville team?
I don't know all that. I mean, I
Florida
can't
State's
predict the
been
future.
really bad, man. They've
been
lost
bad.
to Georgia Tech.
They've been bad, but they looked a little better because they put in that new quarterback, Travis, Jordan Travis.
Yeah,
He looked like he helped a little bit in that Norvell offense because James Blackman's not the answer.
That looks like a Florida State team before the Bobby Bowden era. Doesn't look like anything that I remember.
But then the
Florida
question
State.
becomes: do you think personally that Mike Norvell can turn that thing around and then, here in a couple of years, be back at the sort of top of the ACC?
I hate to say this, he's not Frank Beamer.
I
man.
have doubts.
He's not Frank Beamer, man.
Wait, who are you talking about?
I mean, wait, did you say? I thought you said Virginia
I said
Tech.
Norvell. I was talking about Mike Norvell.
Mike Norvell. No. I'm sorry. I was thinking. I'm still on Justin Fuente and Virginia.
Well, the
Tech.
demise also. But let's have a conversation about
Sorry.
it. The demise of Justin Fuente has been exaggerated this entire time. I mean, he wins 8 games a year at Virginia Tech.
He does.
Now,
but
do you think that fan base might get mad after a while? Who knows? Like, whatever. But
I think Virginia Tech. I just don't think he's ever going to be Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech. And I think Mike Norvell.
That's also tough to be.
That is going to be tough. But what I'm just saying is, I think a lot of people said, what a great thing. Fuente will go there with his family, his daughters, and he will spend the rest of his life in Blacksburg, and they're going to love him and keep him. I don't think that's going to happen, is what I'm saying.
I don't know
He's
how,
not gonna
but
be
I don't know
around
how
for
you.
20-something
I don't know
years.
how you fire him. I just don't get it. I don't understand how you'd fire him.
I don't know,
You win
man.
8-9 games a year in the ACC. Like I keep you.
Yeah, I hear you. Virginia Tech, though, like I know it was the Mike Vick, and he got lucky a few
But
years.
but you forget that
defense.
by the end of the Frank Beamer era, he was going 5-7, 6-6.
Yeah, I guess when Florida State is so down, Miami is still down. Clemson has come up out of nowhere, and Virginia Tech used to carry their lunch pail to work. You know what I'm saying? That was a team that defensively worked. That was a team that had a good quarterback who could run. They had some exciting players on offense. They were fun, and nobody went to their place and won, period. That doesn't – the mystique with Justin Fuente, I guess, with Virginia Tech isn't there. And then the Mike Norvell in Florida State.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask.
It's
now.
over. Bobby Bowden, he lost it, I think, in the offseason. And then when they started this year, like, I hate to say it,
All
poor
right.
Mike, you picked the wrong
I'm
school.
asking for a hot take. Does he get fired here in the next 5 years?
Depends on how much money. Well, 5 years? Mike
Yeah.
Norvell don't last 5 years.
Oh, that's the question because
Hell
if
to
he
the no,
succeeds,
no,
he's staying.
To the no. Heck to the no. To the no. No way. Mike Norvell, 5 years at Florida State.
So you think they get tired of him before that? That's what you're sticking with.
Oh, yeah. Miami is on the rise. Florida's on the rise. Central Florida's on the rise. South Florida's on the freaking rise. And Florida State, well, y'all can beat like a Division II
All right,
team.
so we have some text 67129. First Bank text line. Gus was not Cam's head coach, talking about Cam Newton. No, but he was his OC. So
don't give me that
bug
BS.
off. Bug off a little bit there. Someone says Georgia can't play with Bama. That's an interesting take. They haven't in the past.
They haven't in the past.
We'll see. And then from Raider Corey, I'm enjoying my happy hour special. I'll have another bartender.
I love that. I love that. Thank you very much, Mr. Raider Corey. By the way, I love talking nothing but football and hitting y'all up, and I love that y'all wrap back with me. And I will tell you, this year has been crazier than any. You look what's going on in the Big 12. It is absolute lunacy. You look what's going on in the SEC. It is a little bit crazy. Again, you got Sam Pittman, who is doing such a great job, in my personal opinion, down in in Arkansas, Fayetteville, and wherever the heck they are, just running all over the place. What do you got?
Real quick. Saturday's Vanderbilt at Missouri game has been postponed because of COVID issues at Vandy. This was reported by PowerMizzou.com. Vandy apparently last week, and they got their butt kicked by South Carolina 41-7. Apparently only had 56 scholarship athletes or players on the roster because of their COVID issues. Obviously, you're allowed 85, so that is quite a few players down that had to sit out. So the game is postponed.
Whoa. Do you think Derek Mason's happier than anybody right now?
I don't know, man.
Dude, would you want to take the field with that team against anybody, even a high school championship?
He's outclassed. I don't know how he's going to – I mean, they need to learn to play some offense eventually. And they're not talented enough to hold down the good teams in the SEC defensively. They're going to have to make a decision soon.
Man, you ain't
on whether
lying.
to fire him or not. And I don't know if this year's the year because of COVID stuff. If you give him one more year, you give him that excuse. But Derek Mason, it just seems like he's gonna get fired. It's just sort of I don't know. It's a countdown.
And by the way, does anybody want to give Gene Chizik credit? By the way, Auburn texter, are you a big Gene fan? Is that why that? Hey, it was Gene's team, buddy. Anyway, I got to take a break. You know why? Because we're coming back with my favorite segment of the day, Hardenwood, because let me tell you something. It just feels so good. You know what else feels good? MemphisFarmers.com, and knowing that you have peace of mind. If something, God forbid, happened to you, your family will not be totally devastated. They'll have a step to get back and pivot and restart their life. MemphisFarmers.com, the power of farmers, the skill and talent of a local agent in Chad Gatlin, somebody who knows the area and actually cares about you. And when you call, we'll answer the phone and be right there. MemphisFarmers.com. Call 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. Give Chad a call. Tell him I sent you. MemphisFarmers.com. We'll be right back with Hardenwood on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacy and Drew Barrett Sunday nights from 5 till 7. Right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1. We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to real sports talk. Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Jim Gray from Westwood One here with a Monday Night Football preview. Week 5 wraps up in the Big Easy with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Their impressive rookie quarterback, Justin Herbert. The Chargers are off to a slow 1-3 start, but Herbert says every game has been close.
We just got to get over the hump. 3 games that we were very close in all 3. Could have gone anyway. We could be 4-0 right now, or we could be 0-4. And that's just the way the NFL is, and we got to learn to close big games like this. And when we're up 17 points, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. And I know we're going to get it, though.
Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner will have the call when the Saints host the Chargers. Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Why so serious? So raise your glass if you are wrong in all the right ways.
Spilled your drink? Quick! The Quicker Picker-Upper. Bounty picks up spills and messes quicker. And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading value brand. So you can get back to the party. Bounty, the Quicker Picker-Upper.
O'Reilly. Count on the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to recommend the best products for your car. Get maximum cooling system performance for 10 years or 300,000 miles with peak long life universal premixed antifreeze and coolant. On sale now for just $5.99 after mail-in rebate. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Election Day is November 3rd. If you plan to vote by mail, plan ahead at USPS.com/votinginfo. There you will find helpful resources, such as guidance for successfully using the mail, links to find your state's rules and deadlines, information for military and overseas voters, and more. The U.S. Postal Service is ready to deliver for you. Make sure you're ready too. Start today at USPS.com/votinginfo.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, traffic has been crazy lately, right? And rush hour? Forget it. Nobody wants to let you merge onto the highway. But hey, somebody let you merge or you wouldn't be there, so drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead. You don't head back
to Tennessee Jets. Sing it, Jerry. Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I'm your sports mixologist, Johnny Harden. And guess what? I got my man Gabe Kuhn chilling out with me. We had basically a cornucopia. It's getting close to like November, right? And Thanksgiving. Halloween's around the corner. Cornucopia of sports. We had a championship, 17th Larry O'Brien trophy for the Lakers. Congratulations to my good friend. That's right. Not really good friend, but LeBron James. You're still not the GOAT, but you're dead gum. Going to have the best career when all things are said and done. And then, of course, just what's going on in the Southeastern Conference. You got Sam Pittman and Lane Kiffin. And I bring that up one more time because guess what, Gabe? During that break, I had a text from somebody. They don't want me to tell them who it is, so I'm not going to quote them. But they said a little birdie told them that people in Texas, and it's swirling like a mug in Texas, that they are sick and tired of Tom Herman. They're ready to say peace, hasta mañana, buenos dias, get the bleep out of here. And guess who they find as a sexy, sexy replacement?
Who?
The Lane Train. How crazy would that be? Ole Miss fans would go
It's not
bananas.
It's not surprising in the least bit that
It's not.
they're tired
it's
of Tom
Texas.
Herman.
No,
you knew they'd be
kidding.
tired of Tom
Has
Herman.
he had a big win since they beat Georgia in like the what was that? What was that bowl game like 3 years ago? You remember that? Oh, you don't even remember.
No, I remember it.
I can't remember.
I don't remember what bowl game it was.
I'm just saying. Oh yeah, I just remember because I had money on the game. But anyway, point. They just like Texas. I just want to say this. Have you noticed the last decade, they've every year said one thing. What does Texas always say? We're back, baby. Will you do me a favor and take your horns and put them in the ground and take that "We're back, baby" sign and stuff it in a closet for at least a decade, at least so you get to a big-time game? Maybe make the Final Four once. Come on, Texas.
But let's be real. They're always on the cusp because they recruit so well. I mean, they're a top 10 recruiting class nearly every year, so it's like they're always right there. Like, if they win a big game, that would be my first thought is to say they're back.
God, I don't know, man.
They got some rabid fans. They expect to be great.
They spend a lot of money. They got nice facilities. Yeah, it's Texas, and it's a huge state with a lot of talent, but I don't know why they stink. But I do know one thing. It is time for me to tell you, we're going to Hardinwood, and there's one place that you have to go. I don't care if you're from anywhere in the country. There's only one place to get the greatest barbecue in the world, and that's at Central Barbecue. That's right. 4 locations downtown, Central, Summer, the new bad boy on Poplar. Go to eatcbq.com. You can ship their barbecue anywhere in the world. You can get crazy on some ribs, nachos, wings, whatever you want. Or if you're like me, you know how I used to get banana pudding every Friday, and I would eat it for breakfast on Saturday and Sunday?
Don't tell me the tradition's over.
Bro, do you know what I got on Friday?
Banana pudding?
2
there you go.
pounds of pulled chicken and
So I was wrong.
3 large containers of turnip greens.
So no banana pudding?
Nope, I'm eating chicken and turnip greens, bro.
Well, that's still good.
That's good. It's delicious. What I'm saying is the banana pudding, oh, no, the stuff is delicious. And what I'm saying is you can still eat healthy at Central Barbecue is the point. But my tradition right now of doing banana pudding for breakfast on the weekend, I think once you get over like 43, you can't do that. You know, it kind of starts to stick around your stomach and you look like you have a spare tire. So I had to quit. But man, tell you one thing. If you go into Central Barbecue, they have the best ribs and the best dead gum banana pudding on planet Earth. Check them out. Central Barbecue, eatcbq.com. Let's go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
We've already had sad news. Joe Morgan, rest in peace, brother. But guess what? FSU legend Bobby Bowden, definitely not Mike Norvell. Bobby Bowden, he's doing wonderful after COVID-19. Did you know he got to leave the hospital?
I knew that, and he said God must have answered a prayer because he is an old man. I mean, he's getting up there in age, and this is definitely something that when we heard about it, I remember me and you heard about it last week. We were very concerned for him. I think everybody was.
Man, dude, I just got to say, to be honest with you, Bobby Bowden is one of those dudes that you just love and you can't help but love him. And he's football. You know, he's a living legend. I'm just so happy that he's out of the hospital and he's doing okay. Continue kicking tail, Bobby. Now, dude, so did you hear about what happened after last night's Lakers game, by the way? The bad news?
Are you talking about the people in L.A. or what
Yes!
are you talking? Yeah, they went nuts. They were flipping cars in the streets.
What?
This is sports,
Time
man.
out.
This
what good parade doesn't flip a car? Okay, you got to go arrest everybody.
Oh, okay.
Have y'all ever seen the South celebrate? They
I thought you were going to act
burnt houses in
surprised
Virginia.
that this was a thing.
No, this
They
is.
say this happens all.
I am very
this is normal.
I am upset that 76 people were arrested. They had to bring a paddy wagon.
Well, if you're like vandalizing stuff and breaking windows and flipping cars, I mean, if they catch you, they're gonna arrest you.
Come
That's
on,
just sort of how it
hey,
works.
dude. Okay, hold on. Listen, they just said they arrested the unruly individuals who were throwing glass bottles, rocks, had knives, projectiles, and were flipping cars. Okay. So maybe there was a few bad apples in the crowd. But, like, have you ever seen a West Virginia football after a football victory and they just start burning couches? Like, even in their own house? Like, dude, you don't want to be in West Virginia after a victory, bro. Like, Blacksbird's on fire.
No, that's a Blacksburg.
I'm in
Morgantown.
Morgantown, dude.
you
Virginia Tech. Sorry, I've been talking about Justin Fuente for a long time today. It feels like, and Frank Beamer. Now, I don't know. If you were a Lakers fan, the year Kobe and Gigi pass, LeBron gets the championship, and you host the 17th trophy in Laker history. How bad of a night would it be after the championship to wake up hungover locked up in a jail? That'd be a bad night, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
You ever
Because I
woke
feel
up
like
in a
the
bad
people.
night?
I feel like the people who decided to do this, like it was worth it to them, right? Like you don't just like go out and break windows and flip cars if you didn't expect to get into a little bit of trouble, right?
No.
I don't know, but yeah, no, it would not be fun.
No, it would
to
not
celebrate your team winning from jail.
Now, I've been waiting this for about 40 minutes to say, because in my first segment of the day, I don't know if you remember, I came on here and I said the stuff that people are saying about the Dallas Cowboys, about Dak Prescott, about Jerry Jones, about the whole situation is BS. The man bet on himself and kind of, he took a $250 million bet, basically. You know what I'm saying? He lost, but guess what? They're going to repair his leg. He's going to make some money. He's got $34 million already because he's getting $31.7 this year. So he's going to be okay, and he's going to get a new contract. But I do have to say this, okay? I said this before, and guess who just came and agreed with me? And I don't think he was listening to me, but so guess what just dropped from Jason Hatcher? He said his agent should be fired and not allowed to do a contract in the National Football League. He didn't do his fiduciary duty. It was absolutely lax on judgment and ignorant and stupid. You don't let a client ever walk away from $150 million, 105 guaranteed, and the 5th largest contract in NFL history. You don't let that meeting end without a signature on the damn paper.
And it's really hard to imagine it not being about the percentage the agent was going to get.
Exactly.
Because it's just like, dude, how much more do you need? He wanted the big contract because for those that don't know, the most that these agents can get out of their deals with their NFL stars is 3%.
Yep.
So they want they want the highest absolute number they can get, and it's hard not to believe that had something to do with it.
By the way, if you were wondering, his name is Todd France. Todd,
yep,
wherever
Todd
you
France.
are, just so you know, you are probably the most hated man right now around sports.
Do you not believe? But here,
Cowboys.
I will say this: do you not believe? I think Dak Prescott will still get a pretty decent contract by the time he gets all healthy and ready to go.
Oh, I think he will. But let's just say something goes bad in surgery, like last night, or he has something Alex Smith-esque. And by the way, how long did it take Teddy Bridgewater to get back? He had a bad leg injury. Alex Smith had a bad leg injury, and it took him 693 days to come back. So I'm sorry. I see this as 100% an agent failing to do their fiduciary duty as an agent. And you don't let a person, like when you're offered the 5th largest contract in NFL history, you don't say, nah, I want the biggest. You say, I just want to kiss you, baby. I don't know. You do something like that, man. You get down on your knees, you propose. You're like, going to give me $105 million. What do I got to do? Never mind. But anyway, oh my gosh, I think that's insanity. Now, Gabe, before I get on to my last couple things, you usually have something really weird or crazy. Do I need to check with you today?
Yes, because you remember that deal with Aaron Judge and his girlfriend, I believe it was in the offseason, where she had the DUI.
Yes.
And she was saying, oh, you know who my boyfriend is? I can't believe you're arresting me for DUI. My boyfriend's Aaron Judge, right?
Yep.
She pled guilty to DUI today, so that the name dropper did not get away with the crime.
Now, that is absolutely hilarious, to be honest with you.
You got pulled over and you blew over the legal limit, and you can't just say, oh well, my boyfriend's Aaron Judge. You can't arrest me.
The minute you blow and they have the reading, you're guilty, yo.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna fight?
Yeah.
And by the way, now I think if you like decline, I think they even take your blood or
it's
something.
It's like Aaron Judge. Your boyfriend can't help you.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, he couldn't even help the Yankees out Friday night. Tampa 2,
oh, you went there, huh?
New York 1. By the way, Tampa, how good are they pitching? They only gave up 1 run against the Yankees on Friday. Do you know how many runs they gave up yesterday against Houston? They gave up 1 bleeping run. They won 2-1 Sunday. They won 2-1 Friday. Tampa Bay ain't playing no deadgum games. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, you know how I love aliens. So this is the last one. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows this. So there was like a guy named Gabe Kuhn. He got me to watch Ancient Aliens, and I've kind of taken off with it, and I like it. But I was watching a little bit of TV this weekend, and then I thought I was the only person who saw this, but guess what? 30 minutes after I saw this too, an article dropped, and it says, Trump appears to threaten aliens with military, the likes of which we've never had before. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, This is very serious, and you know how Gabe is with aliens.
Okay, real quick. What site? Where are you getting this information from?
Oh, this is from...
Where was that headline from?
This is from the BBC. You know how much I love BBC, dude. I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, this is literally from the BBC, though. British Broadcast Company. God, I'm going to quit. It says... So one of their British people asked them about, have you, looked into aliens, if they were real or not, during your presidency? And Trump comes back and he says, well, one thing I have checked into, well, I'll tell you this. We've now created a military, the likes of which we've never seen or had before in terms of equipment. In fact, the aliens don't want to mess with our weapons. I'm sorry. I just had to mention something about aliens because it is Hardwood. And yes, y'all know it feels so good. And people are taking the political season a little too serious. Hopefully hope you enjoyed a little Hardwood. I'll be back in 2 shakes to close this John out. I got a pick. We got some games on Monday night. We got baseball going on today. Who am I going to take? I'll tell you next on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
Election Day is November 3rd. If you plan to vote by mail, plan ahead at USPS.com/votinginfo. There you will find helpful resources, such as guidance for successfully using the mail, links to find your state's rules and deadlines, information for military and overseas voters, and more. The U.S. Postal Service is ready to deliver for you. Make sure you're ready too. Start today at USPS.com/votinginfo.
Have you thought about the holidays yet? Our friends at Window Genie not only clean windows, gutters, and concrete, they also hang holiday lights. Window Genie has a Christmas light rental program that includes custom design, installation, maintenance, takedown, and storage for your home or office. The best part, they're offering 15% off if you book by November 1st. Spend more time with friends and family this year and less time on the ladder. Call today for a free estimate, 901-424-4100. Window Genie, 901-424-4100.
911, what's your emergency?
This car, an SUV, it was going across, it went around the barrier, and the train. Oh God.
Ma'am, did a train hit an SUV? Is that what happened?
Yes, the train is still going. The train is going, and the car, I can't believe it.
You can't judge the speed of an approaching train. That's why the signals are there. Stop. Trains can't. Paid for by NHTSA.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Hold Holy Ghost and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. Nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
What is up? Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. Your good buddy Johnny Radio and Gabe Kuhn chilling out with you for one more segment. We're going to give you a couple picks. We're going to pass the baton off to Wolo and Stats, and then they're going to drive you home. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, we got sports again. It is a smorgasbord. We had it all weekend. I mean, we had playoff baseball. We had football, college and pro. Again, basketball. LeBron did it. And tonight, you got the Saints and the Chargers. And I just feel, by the way, again, for Tyrod Taylor. But I will have to say, young Justin Herbert has been playing some really good football, but they are still 1-3. Let's see if they can get off the schneid. The Saints, though, are 2-2, definitely need this bad boy. But did you know, Saints, best wide receiver, Mr. Gabe Kuhn. Do you know, wait, I have a question, Gabe. Who does Drew Brees really need in the game right now?
He really needs Michael Thomas.
Man, is he healthy?
No.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I think he might be healthy. He might be healthy,
yeah.
but he will not be playing in the game because I think he got in an altercation with another teammate this week in practice.
He jacked dude right in the face.
Yeah, so he will not be playing. He's rolled out.
Yeah, it's very bad.
But yeah, he that's going to be a huge miss for Drew Brees because you have to remember this Chargers secondary is talented. Casey Hayward from Vanderbilt, heck of a player, right? So they have a decent defense. They held down the Chiefs for a good 3.5 quarters. I honestly, personally, think the Chargers can cover that line. +7 Chargers. I don't hate it. I don't hate it
either.
Not saying I'll play it, but I don't hate it.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like taking the Saints without Michael Thomas, the way Drew has been throwing the ball like 3 yards across like the line of scrimmage all year long. Alvin Kamara can run like a madman, but not if you got 11 people all up in the box because you ain't scared of Drew Brees and over the top. No Michael Thomas. You give me, Justin, this many points. Heck, they played good with Tampa last time they played them. This San Diego team's been very good, but I'm going to tell you where my money is going to go. And it ain't at 3 o'clock either. Because we have baseball coming up just in a couple moments, like 3:07 first pitch. Lance McCullers Jr., Charlie Morton, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay won yesterday 2-1. They won on Friday 2-1. They've been pitching. Their bullpen has been out of control. They're getting Arozarena, who's hitting bombs still. But can Arozarena be the only guy who does it? Meadows has got to step up. Charlie Morton's going to have to be great. I'm telling you, that Astros team, I can't bet on them. Tampa Bay right now feels like too much of a risk. But Walker Buehler, Max Fried, okay? 2 outstanding pitchers. The Atlanta Braves bullpen has looked so strong this year that the Braves hitting has looked so strong. If the Braves get enough runs and they get to the bullpen, the Dodgers might be in trouble. But Walker Buehler's a great pitcher. You got to get a lead on him. Max Fried's been a great pitcher. But Kenley Jansen is scary. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is look at the total of 8. Yes, I usually say go under in playoff baseball. I just feel that Max Fried, Walker Buehler tonight, that's right, in Arlington, Texas, where the ball flies, over 8 is the play. I think it's going to be a toss-up. I think the Dodgers get the W, but you got to lay 35. I love going over 8 tonight. And again, in the National Football League, you got to take the points. And for the Astros and Rays, just sit back, relax, listen to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats, and watch the deadgum ball game and enjoy. Because that will absolutely be a beautiful thing. Now, one other note that I need to make sure I let y'all know is, yes, we have great news. The Tennessee Titans. Oh, yes, sir. 0 positive tests for COVID-19. And we know that it's been very, very, they had to close down their facility. They've had a nightmare time. Let's just be real. The way things have been going for the Tennessee Titans, you kind of almost feel sorry for them. And then again, I'm going to feel more sorry for them because tomorrow they play Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been playing like Cam Newton did when he was in his MVP season. That is no joke. I know that you're not going to believe this, but yes, Stephon Diggs, He's better in Buffalo than he was in Minnesota. I love the Bills. I would take it right now today, minus the 3.5. Tomorrow, that thing will move to 5. Do you agree with that? Is that thing going to move?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh,
I think people have a lot of high hopes for both teams. I think the money's going to be pretty evenly split. It might stay at 3.5. I really do think.
Man, see, I just feel like everybody's going to – I think Buffalo's going to – that line's going to get moved a lot because the Titans, look how they've won. All of them have been gaudy field goals this year. Their defense have been falling apart in the second half where they've made the comeback. But the Bills have, in my opinion, have been dominant. So, what are we doing? We're tanking the points with Justin. We're rocking with Josh Allen and laying the points. And we're going over tonight, oh yes, in the Atlanta and Dodgers baseball. For Gabe Kuhn, I'm John. Wolo and Stats are next. Y'all do me a favor. Get out there. Make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.